like more than 1.5 years of experience, you can expect somewhere between 15 to 22. Sure. So my initial pay in 𝗓𝗂𝗃 was 3 lakhs, and the data I got was, advanced level statistics, advanced level Python, advanced level everything. And I was doing Android. I only had experience of Java. They had very, very catchy position, which was decision scientist. So I started with Android. I really used to, engage with UI, UX. First one would be SQL.
Okay.
It's the bread and butter. So just make sure you are like really 3 to 4 rounds, depending upon the company. The first round, I was like, go to your Play Store, just search my name, and you will find the list of apps I created. So he was impressed with that.
Hey everyone, welcome back to eLearning Bridge. I hope you guys are doing good and staying safe. So I am back with another amazing and really cool podcast for all the aspiring data analysts. And this podcast is very special because our guest speaker had a really amazing and really great journey. So our today's guest is actually coming from a Tier 3 college and just graduated like back in 2020. So she is actually the entry level fresher in the data analyst domain. And the really interesting part is that she was in the Android development during her college time. And from there, she took that courage to move into the data analyst, and she has also published few applications on the Google Play Store. So make sure to watch it till the very end. So many amazing things she will be sharing today, including her interesting facts, interesting journey from the college to the data analyst domain, then how she cracked the good companies for the data analyst role with the higher package, the whole interview process, including the questions and also the entire roadmap, important skill set with meaningful resources, the day-to-day activities, challenges of a data analyst role, the coding related things in the interviews, how freshers can get a job into the data analyst role. All these wonderful points will be discussed, and I want to make this podcast really interesting for you all. That is why there is an special giveaway, and you can be a part of it and you can win that thing as well. So for this giveaway, top 10 viewers will get a chance to get connected with Jahanvee over one-to-one call for 30 minutes, and the top 2 shortlisted viewers will get a chance to win the free SQL course. So how you can take a part in this giveaway? It's very simple. Jahanvee's LinkedIn profile link in the description. Go and follow her, and if you feel, you can subscribe to the channel as well. Post your thoughts about this podcast on the LinkedIn, like what is this section which you like the most, what was the most informative part, and to make your post more engaging, you can post a picture as well in that LinkedIn post, and the most important part, tag me and Jahanvee in that post as well. So if you want to win this giveaway, definitely you need to watch it till the very end so that you can collect all these important points. And if you find it informative, then hit the like button and share it with your fellow friends. Alright, so thank you so much, Jahanvee, for joining me in this podcast. Really excited to have a conversation with another top-notch data analyst. But I don't want you to introduce much. I want you to give your introduction to the audience, talk about yourself, your past academic and the professional background.
First of all, I would like to thank you for actually inviting me. I have seen your videos on weekends and I have seen your podcast. So actually being in one is like a dream come true for me. So thank you for that. Talking about myself, I am based out of Delhi, currently working as a data analyst at Lowe's. I was passed out of Chandigarh group of colleges. It's a Tier 3 college. I did my bachelor's in computer science. And I started my journey with 𝗓𝗃𝗃, where I catered for the clients of Fortune 50 companies. And through that exposure, it actually helped me land into one Fortune 50 company.
Amazing, Jahanvee. And I think that was the reason I wanted to bring you on my channel, where you can help the aspiring data analyst how they can actually move into this domain, right? So you are a 2020 graduate. So share some interesting facts about your journey from college to data analyst professional. How did you even land in your first job?
Sure. So I would like to, backtrack a bit. In my 12th, I didn't opted for computer science. Okay, I had no idea about coding. Till first semester, I was clueless. Like, why even I'm doing engineering? Because at that time, just parents just force you to join engineering. It's the best. It's the career you can make out of money. So with the same thought like many others, I also did engineering. Until first sem, I was clueless. By second sem, I started dwelling into what technical world looks like. But just college teaches you with start with C, C++, Python, and that seems very boring to me. So I was like totally uninterested in that. And the 2 major fields which came up to me was web development and Android at that point. So since most of my batchmates were into web, I wanted to do something, out of the box and something, just to stand out in at least my batch. So I started with Android. I really used to, engage with UI, UX, wireframing it, and just actually seeing it, downloading in your phone. It was like amazing thing, and that experience
Great.
actually helped me, move more into technical world. And when you create something from your scratch, it becomes your baby. So there was never a plan to leave Android. But I also took an education loan. So I want to sit in campus placements and have at least something as a backup in case, nothing works out off campus. And when 𝗓𝗔𝗄 came into the picture, when they came for placements, they had very catchy position, which was decision scientist. So from tier 3 college, if someone comes to me with that position, I'm like totally sold out. Even if I had no idea, I just wanted to be there. When I started looking at it, I was like, this is amazing, this field is so great. I want to at least explore like how exactly it looks like. So I started Googling and trying to understand like how can I crack a decision scientist interview. And the data I got was, advanced level statistics, advanced level Python, advanced level everything. And I was doing Android. I only had experience of Java. So I got like really, really scared. But one thing which worked for me was I had the experience of analyzing my own product. I went to tons of events, tons of hackathons, and I won that. So in order to analyze that also requires some data analytical skills, which I now know, but at that time I was unaware of, which interviewer actually looked into me. So he asked me, the first question was, tell me something apart from this, resume. And I was like, go to your Play Store, just search my name and you will find the list of apps I created. So he was impressed with that. And then he started looking at the reviews and he's like, why people have given you 1 star? Why people have given you 3 star? So what's your point of analysis? How you are improving it? And there were almost like 5 versions out by now, because I didn't know much about beta testing, so I just did it on group of friends with same phone. So I was not aware on like how exactly it works on different styles of phone. So I was like, this is what I learned, this is how I improvised it on, how I connected database, how I use Firebase. I didn't had any money set up, so like how did I do everything by myself? So I didn't had any team. So the interviewer was actually impressed with that, and that's how he checked my analytical skills. And apart from that, they also asked few puzzles and guesstimates, which I already prepared for. And luckily I got into 𝗓𝗔𝗄𝘓𝗔. That's one of the biggest decision I made, and I love this field now. I just love it.
Awesome, great. And what was your initial paycheck? Right, many of the folks would be interested. Okay, this girl got the campus placement, so how was that one? Because I think the next jump you would have taken, right, that is something different, and that will also give a motivation to a lot of people.
Sure. So my initial pay in 𝗓𝗔𝗄𝘓𝗔 was 3 lakhs. There was a variable pay where I got 1 lakh joining bonus, not joining bonus, but a bonus, like 1 lakh as a bonus based on performance. So it's a performance bonus. And when I switched, I got about 3x of the salary from the second year, which was 5 lakhs. So second year I was being paid 5 lakhs. And from that I got more than 3x in my current company.
But I really like your story, Jahanvee, like somebody who is literally was too much into the Android, and you just took that courage to move into the data world, right? So that's definitely a great journey. And guys, whenever I talk about the data engineering and cracking the interviews at top tech companies for the data engineer role, one thing is really important, that is the exposure and experience of real world projects. But there is one amazing platform named as Project Pro, which can help you to get the exposure of real world data engineering projects. So Project Pro has created a very enriched repository of verified and end-to-end solved data projects. So far 250 plus end-to-end solved projects have already been created, and 3000 plus free and reusable content for you, which more than 100k plus members already shown their trust on the Project Pro platform. And the beauty is all these end-to-end solved projects have actually been created
validated by the industry professionals as well, who are working in top tech companies like Netflix, Walmart, Microsoft, Uber, Amazon, Facebook. And why Project Pro platform? So first thing is you will be getting end-to-end implemented projects here, completely solved, verified and tested. And second thing, complete support and guidance will be provided for every project. And these projects are actually a real world use cases which different companies are trying to solve. So you can solve these projects and you can mention these projects in your portfolio and resume, and you will get shortlisted for top tech companies for sure. And also everything is reusable here, including the code documentations. And also I have provided a secret link in the video description. You can use that one to get exclusive offers on Project Pro platform. It's very easy to use, and the best thing is that you can customize your learning path and even your projects based on your understanding and current skill sets. So after logging from here, you will be landed on this home page. So you can come here in this project path, and let's say you want to create projects or you want to work on projects related to big data only. Provide all the details according to your designation, your skill set, your profile. You will be getting suggested list of projects which you should work based on your skill set, and that's the beauty of this customization path, and that's how you can improve your learning. So link is in the description. Check it right now. Enroll yourself on the Project Pro platform and work on real world projects.
Coming from the tier 3 college, interested into Android development, and started as a data analyst with 3 LPA. So after that, right, how did you upskill yourself as a top-notch data analyst to crack good companies with a higher package? Because that was a complete different zone for you, right? Android data analyst, no clue. So how that upskilling happened?
For me, I'm still upskilling, learning
Okay.
is never ending. But one thing which I really focus on, and I would request everyone in this field should focus on to upskill in data analysis, is focus on business. Consider it as your own business. So if this is the dashboard you have created, will you make a proper decision based on this dashboard? If no, then this is not a correct, or this is not a correct usage of a BI tool. This is made to make better data driven decisions. So always put your shoes as a business owner and see if whatever you are doing is solving any problem. So always work on real world scenarios. So what I did was, in 𝗵𝘳, it's a service based company, so you get to look at different other Fortune 50 companies, different problem statements they are solving. Instead of just working on a Titanic data set and Iris data set, I took a problem statement from there and I started working on weekends on actual problem statements, and I started creating projects around that and started analyzing the business, how exactly marketing of consumer nature behaves, how exactly a proper customer churning rate behaves, how exactly customer lifetime value dashboard would impact a business owner in making decisions, how exactly marketing mix would help make marketers make better decisions. So I started focusing on that. So when I used to appear for different interviews, whether it's PayPal, MasterCard, Uber, they all had different problem statements. So having that edge to understand the business makes them understand, okay, it gives you confidence, okay, you can solve this problem also, you can solve that as well. So that's actually amazing to understand the KPIs and the metrics and how exactly by your work these businesses can be profitable. So as a data analyst, I feel that's the major job.
So moving on to next question, and I think this is something which is very much important, and lots of aspiring data professionals are looking at you to get that answer. So for any beginner, Jahanvee, what are the required skill sets to become a data analyst, and how should they approach these skill sets step by step? And it would be really great if you can even help our audience with some meaningful resources. That would be pretty awesome.
Sure. So I guess there are top 3 topics they should crack it with any data analyst interview. The first one would be SQL.
Okay.
It's the bread and butter. So just make sure you are really good with it. To crack SQL, I would suggest you a great mind trick which I use myself. So what you can do is, there are various platforms like HackerRank, LeetCode, datalemur.com. So what you can do is, you can create 2 accounts in this. First one would be for learning and second one would be for practice. So now what happens is, if you came across any problem and you're not able to solve it, what our general instinct is to just Google it and just get the reference and just do it and move ahead, right? But if you get the same question in interview, you might be like, okay, I solved this, but I can't remember, I can't recollect that. So what you can do is create one account where you can take Google references, where you can take logic references to approach same problem, with different approaches in SQL, and you can solve those using that one account, and keep the second account for practice to gain more confidence. So that rank would be actually not influenced by Google or would not be biased. So, and also that helps your mind register same question twice. So if you see it for the third time, you would already know the approach, you would already know everything. And if you still can't crack it, then it's the concept issue. You should work on, focusing more on clearing the concept. Major second point is to focus on and master one BI tool at least. It could be Tableau, it could be Power BI, it could be Superset, it could be ClickView, but at least master one. There are a lot of public communities available online where you can get, inspiration to create dashboards based on real world scenarios. If you want to check out, you can actually just Google community.tableau.com, and you will find amazing dashboards created by, Tableau developers, created by people all over the world, and you can take inspiration and create one for yourself and actually publish online. And
Amazing.
if you want to go appear for any interview, you can just, attach that link and they'll check out all your dashboard at once.
Wow, this is super amazing.
So the third major point which you should master is probability and statistics. And for that, the Bible is Josh Stammer YouTube channel. You can just set a calendar for 30 minutes in your day, and you should just watch any video. There's already a playlist being created, but you can watch any video to just upskill yourself in that domain, and that would be really, really helpful for you.
Great. Thanks, Jahanvee. I think you have covered the top 3 which I was also looking for, and even the audience is looking for. So thank you so much. This is a question for you as well. Let's say you started your journey in the data analyst role, or you are basically working professional in the data analysis domain. So make sure to put all the required skill set in the comment section. So next question, Jahanvee, and I think that is very much important for the audience to know, and this is the whole core section of my podcast as well. So can you share your interview experience for the data analyst role, and how many rounds were there, and in each round what kind of questions the interviewers were asking? Because your interview experience will definitely help the data analyst to prepare themselves for good companies.
I guess majorly what I have experienced is there are 3 to 4 rounds depending upon the company. The first round majorly involves as a technical recruiter screening phone round, where they would call you to first screen if you are a capable candidate for their company. They try to ask about your previous experience and try to gauge the knowledge of what you are currently working on, your pay scale, how much you are expecting, things around that. Once you clear that, they schedule a technical round with the recruiter. The major focus for that round is solving SQL questions. They try to provide you certain queries where you have to solve by screen sharing. And then the focus is on solving few Python basic questions. It could be related to libraries like Matplotlib, Seaborn, Pandas, NumPy, where they can ask you to create a particular vector. They can ask you to create a particular array and just create a function to reiterate the process. And then there are a few statistics and probability related questions which revolves around what is normal distribution, what is A/B testing, what is p-value, z testing, z-value, stuffs around that. And these days what I personally experienced was companies are asking a lot about case studies, guesstimate and puzzle. Apart from your technical skills, they are also testing your critical and analytical skills. So one thing which I really need to focus on to crack, because I felt I was good at SQL, I felt I had good experience. So what I need to actually master was solving guesstimates, solving a particular case study and solving puzzles. So for guesstimate, there's one great YouTube channel. It's called Strategy IAM Club, which is run by IAM members or IAM students, and they actually help you solve a guesstimate. And the second one is for puzzles. You can always look at Geeks for Geeks YouTube channel and their blogs. They have provided 100 plus puzzles. not majorly dedicated for data analytics interview, but the major questions I got in my interview were already being there. So if you give it a look and you just try to check out the logic behind each question, you will have a good understanding to move forward. And for the third one, which is case studies, there is a great channel and also blog available called the Data Monk, where the previous asked questions for case studies is being posted there. So you can take the reference. It's not necessary that you will get the solution as well, but you will get some idea on how to solve the questions. And recently, even I've started writing on LinkedIn about various guesstimates, case studies, and puzzles I have experienced in my interview.
And if you feel this is informative, then it's your responsibility to give a like so that this video can reach to maximum number of people. And let's say you also appeared in the data analyst interviews in the recent time, make sure to share your interview experience as well in the comment box. Although it's like almost 2+ years for you in the industry and you have seen the data analyst community and the way companies are hiring. So in a short answer, if I ask you that 2-3 years of experience data analyst, how much compensation nowadays they can expect from the good product based companies? What is the typical range these companies are giving to the entry level data analyst? Any idea, any range you have?
From my experience, for the entry level data analytics, people are ready to offer somewhere between 8 to 12 LPA. From normal companies, if you go about PhonePe, Flipkart, Myntra, MPL, they are ready to pay. And if you have like more than 1.5 years of experience, you can expect somewhere between 15 to 22.
I think just for 1.5 years experience, this is really good. Because I remember my days till 2 years, right? Starting of my professional journey, I was just getting 6 LPA, right? And when I got my first promotion, it was just 20% hike. So that's the journey. And now she's saying like to have 1.5 years of experience can expect 15 to 20. So you can even see the difference, right? That's the thing I mentioned in the beginning, right? How things are happening in the data analysis. It is growing really fast. Demand is very, very high, right? So now you need to focus on the demand and supply part. Just upskill yourself and grab that money. Simple thing. So great, Jahanvee. Thanks for this one. And moving on to next part, and that is related to your day-to-day activities. So what do you think, based on your experience, what is the most challenging part of the data analyst's day-to-day activity?
Currently, what I am facing, and I'm trying to even upskill myself, is to squeeze like most information from the data and try not to just generate insight, but also to have like data-driven decisions available with you, so that business can make some decisions. It actually provides you an extra edge in terms of product manager, in terms of software engineers. They start trusting you if you not only just have insights but also data driven decisions which they can make based on your analysis. So as a data analyst, don't just focus on just creating the dashboard and just leaving up to the product managers or software engineer that they'll just look at the KPIs and metrics and they'll make decisions themselves. Start looking at squeezing the information yourself and providing them information. So they'll start taking you more seriously.
One question I want to ask Jahanvee, and this is, I think, the most often asked query from the freshers at least, and you would have also received this query, like, is coding important for the data analyst interviews, right? Like, do companies ask those typical DSA or too complex coding related question in the interviews? What's your experience and what's your take on that part?
I would say that also depends on the company. If you are not appearing for FANG or really top level company, then it's not that much required, but the basic knowledge is expected out of you. But yeah, like it won't be like a competitive programming experience like a software engineer, but you should know how to create functions, how to create a list, how to have like basic knowledge of Python to do something if the company asks you to.
I guess focusing on basics would suffice everything for the data analyst role.
I guess you should play with your strengths. If your strength is not coding, then showcase what you are good at. If you are good at presenting business skills and KPIs and metrics, make sure you win over that segment.
Yeah,
Okay.
yep.
So what I used to follow, because I'm not that good with competitive programming, so I used to play with my strengths and try to win the interviewer with whatever I am good at, and I can promise I'll deliver better than other candidates. So that's what you can also do.
Great. I really like this point, right? Just play with your strengths. I have just one last question, Jahanvee, for our podcast, and that would be the end. So, as a fresher, right, I think this is the most challenging part, and I have seen freshers complaining that even companies are not giving them preference because they are not experiencing the data analysis field. So, how can freshers get the interview opportunities for the data analyst role? What best strategies they can follow to seek the attention of the recruiters, or to showcase their skill set, or to showcase their skill sets to become a data analyst?
Sure. So I'll give you like top 4 list, which even I follow as of now. One thing you can do is make your profile public, whether it's Kaggle, whether it's GitHub. Try to push your codes somewhere online so that other people can check out and they can actually see credibility that you are aware and you have some experience around that domain, because it's a bit tricky to trust a fresher and you can't expect everything out of a fresher, but it's good to see, a fresher has made something with no knowledge. So that is important. Have some public profile. Apart from that, don't just go out on LinkedIn and ask people for referral directly. What you can do is be smart around that. Send them your resume first, ask them for feedback and see what every company would have a different feedback based on their domain knowledge. So you can make that changes and then ask the following person to see if there's any opportunity. This also creates a connection with that person, because you don't know them personally. So just going out and asking them for referral sometimes not work in your favor. So try to build a connection with them first and then send your resume for referral. So that's one part. Apart from that, there is HireRect, there is HireRest, AngelList, Naukri. They are amazing platforms. So try to apply on each platform daily.
Okay.
You will get responses, that I can guarantee. Just want to add one more point. So you can get calls from these platforms, but you have to be ready for after steps. So make sure your resume is great and great and appealing, so that the recruiters takes you to the next step. So the one difference between getting calls and going into technical round is your resume. So make sure you focus on that as well. It should be very crisp. It should be on point. And since you are data analyst, focus on numbers. And not just write the theory part. Try to concise them in the business problem statement format, and you can also tweak it for each industry you are applying it for. So if it's retail, try to focus your resume around that. If it's a finance, try to tweak it around that. So you can also play around with that, because it's a major bridge between getting calls from all the companies to actually going into technical round. So you should also focus a lot on resume.
This is something very, very informative podcast, and you have covered all the points with respect to the data analyst profile, that to just having 2 years of experience, right? You have a great mindset, great maturity in the data analysis field. So I think whatever your experience and whatever journey you have shared with the audience, that will help them, specifically the aspiring data professionals, data analysts, to kickstart their journey. And from my side, from the whole entire audience side, thank you so much for joining me in this podcast. It was really informative. And again, Jahanvee's LinkedIn profile link is in the description. Go and follow her and share your thoughts and your opinions about this podcast. So thank you so much, Jahanvee.
Thank you so much, Shashank, for having me.
So that's what I had for you guys in this podcast. I'm pretty sure you would have enjoyed this entire journey and the experience shared by Jahanvee. And if you find it informative, you feel something about the data analyst profile, then hit the like button and share it with your fellow friends, so that they can also learn from her experience. And if you're new to the channel, then hit the subscribe button and press the notification icon. I will see you guys in the next weekend with another amazing podcast. Till then, just stay safe, stay home, take care of yourself and your family too.